Hey everyone. I haven't talked to you for a couple weeks in PLTW. So if you did not get the Onshape thing done, I'm going to put that grade in today when you see this. So if you didn't turn in a 0, doesn't mean you can't. You just got to share it with me. And I'll show you how to do that in Onshape today, plus what we'll be moving on to. Now with Onshape, that's kind of neat here. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to minimize me. I want to show you this first is what we're going to be making. So by the end of the month, halfway through May, hopefully we can get this all completed. But I want to show you what I've been working on. I have been working on working with Mr. Scott Sayer and Eric Hannikin and trying to come up with some ways to help. And here it is. So working with what they're doing and what I'm doing, that file didn't work. Oh, here we go. Sorry, clicked the wrong one. So what I'm doing is at my house I have a 3D printer, the one that was in my classroom, and you can see this thing right here that's made. And here it actually is. So this is it. Now what is this? Is it ends up being just a face shield. Now you can see it has spring in it. Why the circle here is to actually put a rubber band on it. So it sits just like this. And now you have a cheaply made face shield that we can mass produce. So I've been printing round the clock of these, and it's just a flat little piece with little tabs. Now what this is transparency like from school, but I'm working with Don's Custom Laser, and we're he is actually cutting the face shields and we're putting them together. I'll give you an example here, see if I can find on my phone, of how I print them. Now it's kind of a, here you go. There's the printer, and there's a stack of them. So I'm going to continue to print those right now. I suppose I'm at about, I would say 100 or so, probably more than 100, but I'll show you the stack here that I have. Here's the stack in my house. There you go. You can see the stack there in my house. And we're going to keep printing those, and those face shields will be used in Morrison County for the hospital, first responders, whoever needs them, and we're just donating them all. So I've been printing 24/7, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. So the stuff that you're actually doing is now it's really coming to life in a time right now in the world. I'm part of a Facebook group that you should see what the 3D printing community is doing right now with this, and it all starts with learning how to do Onshape or Inventor or something like that. So there is the file that I printed, and I'm messing with the design right now still, because we're trying to make it just a little bit better. So I'm taking this and I'm going to make this tab longer, and I think I might have done that. Yeah, you can see the difference between that one's a little shorter, that one's a little longer, and we're going to see if that works a little better. So that brings me on to what we're going to be doing. So last week you guys had to make this thing right here. You can see it. This is what you're going to end up making. And what this is a pegboard toy. And you will get to this point where you're going to have movable pieces just like this. And I can move these all I want, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And your mallet. So an actual toy, like a pegboard toy. So we are going to start out with today is making a new document. And everything I do today, this will be due by next Friday. So you have a week to do it. What I've been doing is, people, if you need help, the easiest way to do that is just simply email me. And then I usually just go on the document with you. Or, like I tell some of you as I'm sitting there, is I just say, all right, here, I'll send you a Google Meets, hop in, and then I can show you my screen. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have me disappear. I'm going to log into Onshape and just kind of take you from the beginning. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to create a new document, and we're going to call this document pegboard. We're going to call it pegboard. So I'm going to hit OK. Now, one thing I didn't talk about, and I had quite a few people ask me, is how do you share a document with me? Up here, see this little share button? I forgot to put it in the video last time. And you just have to type rtesky at peers.k12.mn.us and then click share. If you've already done this, then you'll just have to type a couple letters, okay? But you got to type the whole thing here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to make 3 separate pieces for the pegs, okay? So our goal today is to get 3 pegs done and then the actual pegboard, the little pegboard that they fit into. All right. So here we go. First, I'm always going to start off with a sketch, but before I do that, I would label this. So if I right click, which I just did, I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to call it Circle Peg. And there it is. Now, when I need another one, I just click the little, sorry, I have to move this over a little bit. And sorry, my screen is not large enough. All right, so I'm going to click that. I'm going to say Create Part Studio, and there's another part. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call this one right, and there's the rectangle one. And I'm going to click another one. I'm going to create Part Studio, and I'm going to rename this one and call it Circle. There's that one, and I'm going to make one more, which that plus sign. I click on the plus sign, maybe. Oh, it's a little laggy. Sorry. And then there. Sorry. Once I click on that, create Part Studio, and then the last one, I go over to Part Studio 1. I'm going to right click and click rename. I'm going to call this one just the base. There it is. So these are the 4 hopefully we can get done today. Once you get one, it gets a little easier as we go through this. So let's go with Circle Peg first. If you remember, everything occurs in pairs in here. So the first thing I have to do is go up here, left click on Sketch. Once I click on Sketch, it says, hey, select a sketch plane. Then I'm going to left click and click on one of these sketches. Once I do, you can see the giant rectangle comes up. Right click, view to normal, or use the bar up here. Now I'm going to go a little faster than last week because I feel like we should have a little better feeling of this. Okay, Circle Peg, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to click on Circle. I'm going to click once, and then you can see how it opens up. I'll click, and I'm going to make that 1 inch. Okay, now you can see you're like, well, it doesn't look like an inch. That's because as I use my roller on my mouse, you can zoom in. Wherever your cursor is where you'll zoom in and out of. So if it's up here, I'm going to zoom in and out of up there. If it's on here, it's on there. Okay, so hopefully I'm not making any of you sick by doing that. So right now, I click the green check mark. Now I need to click Extrude. And I click on Extrude. I turn this a little bit. Once I click on Extrude, I have to click on what I want to extrude. And I'm going to make that 3 inches. Hit enter. There. That one is done. Okay. Now, if I wanted to change the color of this, some people really like to do that. Some of you don't care. That's up to you. So I'm going to go down here to part. What I can do is right click on part, not this one, but the actual part 1. And then I'm just going to go to edit appearance. You can go here. You want a mixer, you can change it to 1.5 million different colors you want. Okay. All right. Circle Peg is done. Now we're going to go on the rectangle. And if you remember, it automatically saves it. So as I'm on the rectangle, I go sketch. I'm going to go a little faster now. My sketch, pick a plane. I'll pick a different one because it doesn't matter. Okay. I'm going to move there. There it is. Now I'm going to click rectangle, and I want a 1 inch. So I type 1, hit return, 1, and return. Now I have 1 inch by 1 inch. That's done. I now then I'm going to come up here and click extrude. Once I click extrude, there it is. That is also going to be 3 inches. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to go over here and right click because I like to change the color of this stuff. Just because. Let's get in the blues here. There we go. So now I have a circle peg, a rectangle, and now I'm going, oh, I forgot to change this one. Sorry. I just realized that this one needs to be a triangle. So same thing. I'm going to click sketch. Then I have to click where I want to sketch it. And then I can go here, which I'm just going to click the top. And now what I'm going to show you is there's a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to show you probably the easier way. We're going to use a thing called an inscribed polygon. Now you look at this and you're like, well, I don't know if that's 1 inch or not. So once I click a second time, and then you can see I can make a 50 shape one. I want it all the way down to 3, and all I am is moving my cursor back and forth. So I might click at 3. You're like, okay, how do I know that's an inch? Well, this is the part we're going to go up here. It's called dimensioning. Right there it is. See? D, dimension. I click on it. I click on a side, not the circle. A side, not the circle. So I click on this side and I pull it out here and I click again. Is that 1 inch? No. So I just change it to 1. So now every single side is 1 inch. So I finish my sketch. I go up here. I click extrude. I click on that. And now I'm going to extrude this out 3 inches. There it is. Finish it. Right click down here. Go to edit appearance again. And hopefully by now you're getting a little better at this. And now I have those 3 done. So 1, 2, and 3. We are going to start the base. Okay? So the base is going to be where the pegs fit into. So click a sketch. There it is. Whoop. There's what I'm ready to draw. So what I'm going to draw here is I'm clicked on rectangle. And I'm going to draw a 5 inch by 3 inch. Now if you went the other way and this side was 5 and this was 3, it doesn't matter. And then I'll finish that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude that. And what I'm going to extrude it is 0.75. So 3/4 of an inch. Finish it. And there's going to be my base. All right. Now I'm going to edit appearance again just because I can. All right. So now let's make the holes in here. I only have about 2 minutes to do this. So here we go. Once you have it made, again, what am I going to sketch? I'm going to click sketch and I want to click on the face of the base. There it is. So there I'm perfectly looking at it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw it wherever. I'm going to draw a 1, return, 1, rectangle, right? I am then going to draw a circle that is 1 inch. And then the last thing I'm going to do is an inscribed polygon that is 3 sides. Okay? And then when I'm done with that, it's time to change this. I clicked on dimension and clicked on a side, and I'm going to make it 1. Okay. Your goal is to get these 3 things drawn on there. We will move them in the next video. When you get done with it, like I just did, you are going to hit the green check mark. Once you have that, I'm going to show you. You're going to click extrude. Now this is important. Right here, I'm not going to go to new. I'm going to go to remove. Once I click remove, I'm going to click on that, that, and that. And now what happens is they're removed. Now if it didn't go all the way through, you just drag it a little further. And once you have them all 3 removed, there we go. That is your goal today, is to get this circle peg done, this rectangle, this triangle, and this base. And that's all for next week. Don't worry if these aren't even. We'll dimension all of that later. Okay, if you do have any questions, please email me I can share my screen. I can show you whatever I need to. All right. Have a great week and good luck.